Did I frighten you?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're comparing Disney's original feature-length animated classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to its latest live-action remake. Spoilers will follow.
Alas, she is more fair than thee.
Number 10. Why she's called Snow White. The remake's colorblind casting has proven divisive among the online community.
I mean, definitely pressure. The cartoon's so beloved. It's like a monumental moment in film history.
Although critics have praised Rachel Zegler as the best thing the remake has going for it, her casting as the titular princess has nonetheless been the main point of controversy. While much of the backlash is rooted in prejudice, some have questioned why the character is named Snow White if her skin isn't white as snow like in the animated version.
Lips red as the rose, hair black as ebony, skin white as snow.
Snow White.
This is cleverly explained in the opening scene when the young princess's mother gives birth on a cold winter night. Despite the harsh weather conditions, the baby is born happy and healthy. To commemorate this joyous occasion, the king and queen decide to name their daughter after the snowy white backdrop.
To honor the day I was born, my father named me Snow White.
Number 9. Snow White's parents. The 1937 classic's opening text establishes that Snow White is living under the rule of her cruel stepmother. The film doesn't provide much insight into Snow White's biological parents, although they're presumably dead. This remake confirms what we always suspected. Snow White's mother died when she was young. Her father married another woman, who bewitched him with her beauty. When he mysteriously vanishes, the evil queen assumes power.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
For much of the film, Snow White believes her father is missing in a distant land and will one day return. After Snow White takes a bite of the poisoned apple, the evil queen lets the princess in on her little secret. She killed Mufasa. We mean her husband, who was also a king.
Queen stole everything from all of us.
Number 8. Cleaning house with the dwarfs. The remake recreates some iconic scenes, cuts out others, and occasionally combines a few.
My parents always said this forest was a magical place.
When Snow White arrives at the dwarf's cottage this time, she immediately hits the hay. After getting acquainted with her new roommates, Snow White motivates them to clean up the house with her and the woodland critters. They make the task fun by humming a merry tune.
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
In the animated version, the dwarfs arrive home to find that Snow White and the animals have already made the cottage spotless. Yet we do get a scene where Snow White instructs the dwarfs to wash up for dinner. This remake removes the Bluddle Uddle Dum song, but the updated version of Whistle While You Work essentially serves the same purpose.
Oh, whistle while you work.
Number 7. The Queen has more than one lackey. Like in the original film, the remake's huntsman is ordered to kill Snow White, but he can't go through with it.
The queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
The animated huntsman fills the box the evil queen gave him with a pig heart. It was probably wise to have that happen off-screen. The remake's huntsman doesn't resort to slaying a pig, instead filling the box with an apple. Obviously, this doesn't trick the queen, who has other minions at her beck and call.
Find Snow White.
The queen forced several townsfolk to become her guards, who she sends to track the princess down. Our villainess doesn't just have guards this time. She has backup singers and dancers to assist whenever she feels the urge to spontaneously break out into a villain song. Number 6. More interactions between Snow White and Evil Queen. Although Snow White and the Evil Queen clearly know each other in the animated feature, they surprisingly share few encounters.
How far into the forest? Find some secluded glade where she can pick wildflowers.
Yes, Your Majesty.
And there, my faithful huntsman, you will kill her.
During the first act, the queen vainly watches the oblivious princess from afar. Their only direct interaction is when the queen de-glams, tricking Snow White into eating a poisoned apple.
Now take the apple, dear, and make a wish.
The remake attempts to form more of a rivalry by adding a few scenes. Early on, Snow White asks the queen to show more kindness to her people and mercy to a thief named Jonathan. The queen isn't thrilled with Snow's insubordination, and the whole fairest in the land thing is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Snow White also confronts the queen during the climax, regaining control of her kingdom. Number 5. Dopey speaks out. They look different, but the dwarfs are pretty much the same personality-wise.
You're called happy because you're happy, and I'm called grumpy because I'm misunderstood.
Grumpy is still grumpy, Sneezy's still sneezy, and Doc is still Doc-y. Dopey also has his dopey moments, but he's the one dwarf given an arc. When the other dwarfs tease him, Snow White gets to the root of why Dopey doesn't talk. She deduces that he's afraid to speak. Snow White motivates Dopey to express himself by teaching him to whistle. Later, as our heroes try to figure out what to do about the Queen, Dopey finally speaks up. Just as Snow White helped Dopey find his voice, he provides words of inspiration that send the princess back to her kingdom.
You point me in the right direction?
Oh, and the narrator? That was Dopey too. Number 4. New songs. In addition to the dwarf's washing song, the remake removes I'm Wishing, one song, and With a Smile and a song. Most notably absent other than an instrumental version is Someday My Prince Will Come, because this Snow White doesn't wait for anyone, other than her father, to return. Hi-Ho gets a few new lyrics to reflect the dwarfs' personalities as well. Benj Pasek, Justin Paul, and Jack Feldman also contributed several new tunes, including an ensemble piece in Good Things Grow, an I Want song in Waiting on a Wish, a villain song in All Is Fair, a comedic song in Princess Problems, and a love ballad in A Hand Meets a Hand. It's a soundtrack you can listen to while you work.
It felt very thrilling and humbling to get the chance to write some new songs for the one that started it all.
Number 3. Snow White's love interest. Of Disney's animated couples, Snow White and the prince admittedly have the most rushed romance. The prince shows up in the beginning, sings to Snow White, and boom.
Only for you.
Their hearts are forever intertwined, although we're not sure if she even got his name. In any case, he returns for the finale to deliver true love's kiss, despite only meeting Snow White once. In the remake, Snow White's love interest drops the prince title, but gains a name. Jonathan is a thief who Snow White helps escape from captivity. Jonathan and his band of rebel bandits return the favor when they encounter Snow White in the forest.
You have to run.
In addition to delivering the life-saving kiss, there's also a narrow brush with death involving an arrow. Number 2. The Queen's demise. The third act is where the remake takes the most liberties. Following the original's blueprint, Snow White eats the poisoned apple and is awakened with a kiss from her true love. This time, though, the dwarfs don't chase the queen up a mountain where she falls to her death. The queen escapes to her kingdom, but her victory is short-lived. After rising from slumber, Snow White returns home, encouraging everyone else in the kingdom to stand against the queen.
Time to restore our kingdom.
Even the mirror turns on the queen, saying that she will never be the fairest. Enraged, the queen shatters the mirror, Deus Ex Machina-ing herself out of the movie. Aw, so the vultures don't get to consume her remains? Poor little critters. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Fascism and rebellion themes. The original film doesn't delve deep into the politics of this land.
I don't understand.
She's mad, jealous of you. She'll stop at nothing.
But who?
The Queen.
Queen?
Come to think of it, we don't even see any of the kingdom's inhabitants outside of Snow White, the Queen, and the Huntsman. We suppose it doesn't really matter. All we know is that the Queen is evil and she's oppressing Snow White. In the remake, she's oppressing everyone in the kingdom, even forcing civilians to become enforcers.
You stole everything from all of us.
The film contains a clear anti-fascist message, with Snow White, the bandits, and the dwarfs forming a rebellion against the Queen. The film may simplify these themes with pretty words and a crossbow ultimately saving the day. Still, it's a reminder that change starts with someone speaking out.
I'm not afraid to fight.
What did you think of the Snow White remake and these changes? Let us know in the comments.
Luxuries, they don't need luxuries. It confuses them.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.